Welcome to the Faith, Finance, and Freedom Podcast, presented by VKA Enterprises. My name is Vanessa Augustin, and I have a wealth of financial knowledge. And I'm here to help you get on the right track. I am speaking in regards to financial trauma and healing from the wounds of financial trauma. Spiritual restoration and biblical perspectives in financial trauma. We have to heal from those wounds. So we have to know how to be good stewardess of the blessing and the finances that God gives us. Biblically, there are verses for financial healing, such as Jeremiah 29:11 assures that God's plans are to prosper us and not to harm us, giving hope for financial healing. God's prosperous plans for us. Proverbs 3:5-6 encourages trusting the Lord and submitting to His guidance for navigating financial recovery. You have to trust and be able to take guidance, because God will always send you your divine connection or a resource for you to get ahead when you truly put your plans in His hands. Also, provision and needs met. I love this verse. Philippians 4:19 assures that God will supply all needs according to His riches, providing spiritual comfort. It may be hard to forgive an individual from hurting you financially or putting you in a financial bind, but know that with your pure heart and that you've put it forth to God to forgive that person and to get guidance from God first before you make financial decisions, it will definitely help you. Also, remember, God blesses abundantly. And the verse that really speaks to my heart in this aspect is 2 Corinthians 9:8. It speaks of God's ability to bless abundantly, reinforcing faith in financial restoration. Faith-based practices for healing. You have to understand what is the trauma and how it is connected spiritually. The spiritual connection, that means prayer, meditation, and scripture study, helps individuals find peace and clarity by connecting to spiritual beliefs. So if you need a support group, you can always join a prayer group. You can always seek support and counsel from your local church, or if you preferably like to go to church online, there are several resources available online on YouTube where you can connect with a church virtually. You always need a support. So participating in community worship and support groups provides encouragement and accountability during healing, because we don't want you to take any steps backwards, only pull forward. Holistic healing. Integrating spiritual practices, fostering resilience, forgiveness, and hope for comprehensive emotional and spiritual recovery. With my situation, I personally had a family member which took advantage of me. They were in another country and they sold me the idea of a business, presented me a business plan, always was speaking about if they had finances, this is what they would do. They already have the place, they already have it built, because it was a land or a property that's in the main road of where that individual lives, and it was already paid for. So it had the traffic, it had the momentum, and it was definitely possible to be successful. However, I did not know the bitterness that was inside that person's heart. They did not see me as a family member. They saw me as a cash cow. They saw me as an idiot. And her husband even took advantage of the kindness in my heart because she had a sick son. Due to this happening, they always would have a crisis, always would have something going on. And until I realized that it was always happening and that spiritually, they were doing things that were not godlike and were detrimental to my savings, my financial future, and they borrowed money from me and never paid me back, to the point where I was able to bring this individual and her son to the United States, and she did not have anything. She told me she was going to come with the money that she owed me because she has it here. She doesn't need to transfer it over. She's coming over because everything was approved. It was a program through the Biden administration for humanitarian parolee. And she came in, she had the money. She said, "Oh, I'm going to deposit into account so at least I can write you a check and we know it's done and settled and I'm going to get a job." And I helped her get her license. I helped her. She went to school within the first week of coming to the United States. Before 7 days, she was already enrolled, her son too. I found her resources. I helped her with food, clothing, everything, because that's my heart. And she started working and she was expected to pay me. And due to me taking care of her for 7 months, going into almost a year, plus I helped her while she was in this other country, we had an agreement where, since she was my dependent and she wasn't working for that amount of time, that I would, of course, file taxes with her. And she actually listened to her husband and completely blocked me, never talked to me, filed taxes, making great money, and she never paid me back. And she told me, "I am low class and God will punish me because I'm doing better than her. I shouldn't even ask for money that was borrowed. I should be happy." And she caused turmoil in the family. I stayed silent and I prayed and fasted. And God really healed my heart towards her. And I was able to talk to her, even though she called me and cursed me out, for a better lack of words, stating that she is a righteous woman of God and she prays all the time and she's not characterized as a person who thinks about personal things or money. That's earthly. I'm not earthly. I'm spiritual. I'm going straight to heaven and you are going to hell because you want me to pay you back. And I paused and I said, if that's what you feel, that is what it is. You're condemning me. I rebuke it. However, you will see someday. And I said, I'll pray for you. And I pray you get what your heart desires, because it seems that you have a lot of bitter seeds in your heart, because I've forgiven you and I've never asked you ever again for something that was rightfully mine. And I just hung up from that day. Do you know, from this point on, I only wished her best. Her life has gone downward. Her immigration status is unstable. She is put to deportation. She could not work anymore. And I'm not saying that you wish ill will on someone, but when God does vengeance, I've even prayed for God to help her out. But when you do something wrong to a person with pure heart, know that God's going to take care of it. Because everything she said negatively towards me, it all happened to her. God defends the righteous, and every family member she tried to turn away against me ended up knowing the truth. So vengeance is the Lord's. So you have to heal from your spiritual wounds of what people do to you financially. Be blessed. And I want each and every one of you to please subscribe to Faith, Finance, and Freedom. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You'll find us under faith.finance on TikTok and faith.finance 2025 on Instagram. Subscribe, comment, like, and share.